Hello friends, if you're new, welcome to my channel. How about going down and hitting the subscribe button and tapping the bell so you don't miss any of my videos. For my fans and subscribers, welcome back. I really do appreciate the patronage. Today's topic is Jehovah's Witnesses established sect. I figured I'd still be doing some more on my Jehovah's Witness series. I just needed a break from all the nonsense. So now that I've had that well-deserved break, let's dig back in and see what other kind of nonsense they have. Let's go. I may repeat myself sometimes from earlier videos, but that is because I am using a different reference. But hopefully I won't be repeating too much. And I hope you enjoy this, and I hope that I can also get some PMEs, physically and mentally in people, to watch this. Also, I am not now, nor have I ever been, a Jehovah's Witness, although I have researched this group, and I hope you enjoy what I found. Jehovah's Witnesses, originally founded by C.T. Russell in the 1870s, developed into a sect and has remained one ever since. In 1929, Richard Niebuhr thought that increasing success, upward social mobility of members, and reconciliation with the wider world would guarantee that the sect would become a denomination. However, noted sociologists Brian Wilson and Thomas O'Day have recognized that this has not happened with the Witnesses. Instead, they are an established sect. Why? Simply put, it has to do with their millenarian doctrine. If not for this, they would not have developed into the worldwide sect that they are. No Christian sectarian movement has been as insistent in prophesying the end of the world as Jehovah's Witnesses have been. Of course, this has not happened, and knowing that their predictions have failed time and again, why do they have so many members? Well, I have explained before in this series why they are a cult, so we can skip that part. Even though they're wrong on absolutely everything, the leaders hold that their way to salvation and timetables for the end have been nearly correct. Thus, God has favored them, and those who want God's approval should stick with them. This claim to special knowledge, also known as Gnosticism, has always been a part of Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. These movements only arise out of the monotheistic traditions from the Middle East. After all, if there is an ultimate purpose, it's important to know why, how, and when. The claims of such movements often lead to totalitarianism. Why? Because to doubt those who claim to have absolute truth is to doubt God. As these movements develop, they insist on directing and disciplining adherents and maintaining alienation from the outside world. In its early years, the Bible students, as JWs were called back then, accepted that other Christians were part of the body of Christ. However, Russell and his followers became convinced that he was the one referred to in Matthew 24:25-47. By the turn of the century, he was encouraging directed Bible studies, and then in 1910, he proclaimed that studies in the scriptures was actually the Bible in topical format. It was not until the presidency of his successor, Joseph Rutherford, that the Watchtower was restructured into the highly organized Jehovah's Witnesses that we recognize today from 1917 to 1938. In fact, Leon Trotsky compared Watchtower to the Communist Party under Lenin. Jehovah's Witnesses are the only sect that has preached millenarianism as long and as consistently as they have. Most millenarian movements have had to play down this aspect, spiritualize it, or abandon it. For instance, by the 2nd century CE, the church was already starting to abandon it. The normal course of action for millenarian movements has been to surrender, ignore, or greatly modify the doctrine. Another type is to become isolated, like the Christadelphians. This has not exactly happened with the JWs. Although they do live in the community, they also isolate themselves as best they can. Despite failed prophecies for over a century, they are marginally growing. In 2018, I think the growth was 1.4%. Although they can no longer claim to be the fastest growing, they have become more hostile to the intellectual community and to society in general. They have also become hostile to constructive criticism, as we can see in the Australian Royal Commission, in the Utrecht Report, and hundreds and hundreds of lawsuits throughout the world. These problems have been more apparent since 1975, when the world did not end and there was a massive exodus. This series will explore the Jehovah's Witness inception, doctrines, and community. Jehovah's Witnesses grew out of an essentially Protestant movement called the Millerite Movement. To understand their history, we must examine C.T. Russell, the primary propagator of the doctrines that became the basis for their teachings. So I did a video on the Millerite Movement, and if you click the little eye in the upper right hand side of your screen, it'll take you there. William Miller predicted that Christ would come back in 1843 or 1844. This, of course, did not happen and led to the Great Disappointment, which spelled the end of the movement. However, Miller did open the door for others to fix different dates. In addition to this Millerite influence, Russell also found inspiration in George Storrs and Nelson Barber, who founded the newspaper Herald of the Morning. The next video will cover these men. I think you'll see that C.T. Russell didn't really have any theology of his own. It was just a hodgepodge of ideas from different people and probably different movements too. Well, friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, press the subscribe button, and if you want to know when I come out with new content, hit the bell next to the subscribe button. My Twitter, Discord, email, and PayPal links are in the description, along with the source that I used for this episode. If you wish to support this channel, you may do so on my PayPal link, but take care of you first. Keep learning and searching for truth. Here are a few videos from my library. If you have not watched them yet, go ahead and watch them and tell me what you think. Please stay safe and remember to wash your hands. Until next time, friends, goodbye.